Hi, my name is Vena. I'm originally from Rare, but I live in Nandi. I love listening to Today FM. Today FM rocks.
Bula, I'm John from Kornabuan, Tavua. I love listening to Today FM. It rocks.
Bula, I'm Teopola.
Bula, I'm Agnesi.
We love listening to Today FM because it rocks in Ba.
Hola, my name is Isal. I've been listening to Today FM.
Today's hit music on Today FM.
Good evening, I'm Jackie Spate, and this is FBC News tonight. 2016 Year of Loss for Sugar Industry. New project to lure more dairy farmers and increase milk production. And Ratu Inoke Kumbombola gives evidence in Ratu Isotikodha trial. The after effects of Tropical Cyclone Winston and flooding from TD04F have greatly affected production for the Fiji Sugar Corporation. FSC only managed to obtain 139,000 tonnes of sugar last year, making it a year of loss. This was revealed during a meeting between the Permanent Secretary of Sugar, Yogesh Karan, and his team with sugarcane farmers in Yalandro in Tavua this morning. Ellen Stolz has the story.
Vinod Kumar is a third-generation cane farmer in Yalandro, Tavua, who says there are many costs and challenges plaguing the cane industry now. He is one of a handful of farmers who attended a meeting with a delegation from Suva this morning.
The new cane that we put the fertilizer all wash away with the soil all wash away, and still we're doing on that, but damage is damaged, the cane has been damaged.
Some farmers had asked for another special payment before school starts next week, but Permanent Secretary for Sugar, Yogesh Karan, says, judging by the state of FSC's financial affairs, this might not be possible.
Season was perhaps one of the worst in history because of the natural disasters and other contributing factors that have made such a situation. So practically I think there is nothing to hide. It looks very difficult at this stage to consider about special payment.
Sugarcane farmers here at Yalandro are not only relying on government, but also looking at alternative ways to be able to help themselves in terms of their cane farms. One of these ways is by setting up a cooperative that now includes 30 farmers. Cooperative Chair Rajendra Raglu says due to the high cost in harvesting cane, members have managed to purchase a mechanical harvester that will help them with their work.
Now, first we will harvest the cane of all the members, and when we are able to finish, because the idea is to pay off the machine, so definitely we are going to move out to our neighboring farmers.
Farmers at the meeting were also reminded that going forward, the FSC will be re-looking at the whole industry, from farming, milling and harvesting to helping better the industry come harvest time 2017. Ellen Stolz, FBC News.
Meanwhile, the search for a new head of the Fiji Sugar Corporation is over, with news today that they found a successful candidate for the CEO position. This was confirmed to FBC News today by Permanent Secretary for Sugar, Yogesh Karan. While Karan did not reveal the name of the successful candidate, nor whether he or she is a local or expat, he says they're satisfied with the selection. The new CEO takes over from Abdul Khan, who resigned late last year due to personal reasons.
Not at this stage, but all I can say that we found a very experienced candidate. We have completed all process and we'll make announcement by the third week, immediately after the board meeting, which is the third week of January.
In an effort to lure more farmers into the dairy industry and increase local milk production, the Agriculture Ministry has embarked on a new project. As part of the Fiji-New Zealand Dairy Development Program, the ministry is preparing a model structure at the Koronivia Research Station for dairy farmers. Pakasa Rainima tells us more.
A model dairy farm at the Koronivia Research Station, fitted with the latest technology, should be ready by mid-June. The Agriculture Ministry, through the government, is working in conjunction with the New Zealand government to set up the structure.
So as part of that particular program, they will come in and assist in the putting up new infrastructure in the form of dairy sheds, and also improve some of the pastures, fencing, because that will be that will be used as part of a training center for all the dairy farmers in Fiji.
Wayne Botha says the structure will be designed in a way that is suitable to Fiji, is cost-effective and can easily be adopted by local farmers.
We know that gone are the days where you have to hand milk. We know that 10 milking cows is not efficient anymore, but that is how agriculture is in Fiji for dairy farmers. But we have to build our technologies and our designs around what is existing, so we can't just bring in a highly designed dairy farm in New Zealand and set it up in Fiji with the understanding that nobody will adopt that.
The Assistant Permanent Secretary says the project does not only mean putting up a good design for dairy, but looking at the whole aspect of the industry.
When we talk technology, it's not only in terms of milking machine. It starts from breed improvement, it starts with nutrition, you look at feeds, then you look at how the animals are being handled. So there are things that are involved in order to achieve that particular milk yield.
Fiji's dairy industry has suffered in the past due to outbreaks of bovine tuberculosis and brucellosis. Milk import bills run into the millions annually, something this new initiative hopes to cut significantly. Tokas Renima, FBC News.
Minister for Defence and Immigration Ratu Inoke Kumbombola told the Suva Magistrates Court this afternoon that he sent his daughter to study at St. Joseph's College following an approval from the Ministry of Foreign Affairs. Ratu Inoke gave evidence as the second witness in the trial of suspended MP Sotikodha, who was charged by FICAC with not declaring his liabilities before the 2014 general elections. Shireen Shivan reports.
The former High Commissioner to Papua New Guinea told the court that Tikodha replaced him in April 2006. He says as an outgoing High Commissioner, it was his duty to brief Tikodha. The Defence Counsel then asked him whether he could recall what the briefing was about. Ratu Inoke told the court that he informed Tikodha about security issues as well as the diplomat's dependents' educational allowance. The minister recalled telling Tikodha that he could also send his son to study in Brisbane, Australia. However, he had to pay the extra amount. Fiji Independent Commission Against Corruption Senior Counsel Rashmi Aslam questioned him on the extra payments which Kumbombola made to the Ministry of Foreign Affairs. Ratu Inoke said it was done through his wife's Fiji National Provident Fund educational allowance. He told the court that he had cleared all liabilities before the end of his tenure. The trial continues next week. Shireen Shivan, FBC News.
In the news ahead, bus passengers to continue disembarking at Kasavu and board another at the other side of the landslip. And Supercut opens best outlet yet in the heart of Suva. Stay with us.
मेरा नाम कमल रोशनी है। हम लोगों में रहते हैं और मिर्ची एफएम सबसे बेस्ट स्टेशन है।
हमारा नाम मेसी है, हम गोल्ड टाउन ताबुआ में रहता है और मिर्ची इज हॉट इन ताबुआ।
Hi, we Bados. We love Mirchi FM because it's hot.
निवेश ताबुआ में रहता हूँ, सुनता है यहाँ मिर्ची एफएम इज वेरी हॉट।
Mirchi FM, it's hot.
Welcome back. This is FBC News. Passengers will continue to disembark buses at Kasavu on Kings Road and board a second bus on the other side of the Kasavu landslip. Fiji Roads Authority Chief Executive John Hutchinson says this means buses won't have to travel the long detour route and also will decrease the number of vehicles passing through the Mbautikina Passage. He says they understand that buses aren't comfortable with transporting passengers on the emergency access road and they appreciate their sentiments and their support. He further adds they empathize with inconvenienced passengers and the only relief they can offer is to get the Kasavu slip fixed as soon as possible. Hutchinson also acknowledged that the fix will take a while given the known history of landslips in the area. The Mbautikina access road remains open to vehicles up to a maximum weight of 18 tons. A Thai-level farmer has received a brand new tractor to help improve productivity. Kamal Prasad says the tractor, which was obtained under the government's farm mechanization program, will benefit the whole community. Edwin Nunn reports.
This brand new tractor signals hope for farmers of Waindalide in Tailevu. The farming implement was issued to Kamal Prasad, who had to pay only 1/3 of the total cost.
The government told me to organize the tractor and collect the partial payment. So I looked for the equipment and informed them and paid my share, and today they gave me the tractor.
Prasad, a former cane farmer, moved to Waindalide in 2000 after his lease expired and is now planting cassava, watermelons and ginger.
We all understand from the Ministry of Agriculture that this tractor will probably not be used on Mr. Prasad's farm on a daily basis. So therefore, hopefully it will also be utilized by other surrounding farmers. And this is the expectation with which the government supports such farmers under the farm mechanization program.
I told them from the beginning that I'm helping everybody, as the road condition here is very bad and we can only use a 4-wheel.
Prasad supplies his produce to 3 local companies, which then prepare it for export. His son Kautil says they have ups and downs in the business.
Very less labours, because a lot of them went to west for cutting sugarcane, did not return, and some stuff missing also from the farm, like cassava. Just after Winston, about more than half farm cassava missing. And in rainy weather, very hard for the crops to bring to the main road.
There are about 35 farmers in Waindalide, and the new tractor is expected to ease transportation problems. Edwin Nand, FBC News.
Fulton Hogan Highways Operations and Maintenance Manager Patrick Keenan says the backlog of areas needing pothole repair has decreased. Keenan says 23 FHH crews begin work as early as 4 a.m. so they can do much of their maintenance on higher volume roads before heavy traffic begins. However, he says the conditions are still very challenging, as some potholes repaired earlier have not had time to settle. Keenan says the rain combined with heavy traffic even damages some of the previously repaired potholes. He stressed motorists must keep up to the 30 km/h speed limit around work crews. Businessman and owner of hair salon Supercut, Faisal Hussain, opened a 5th branch at the New Fiji National Provident Fund building in Suva today. Hussain says it didn't come easy and it took a lot of hard work and dedication. Anna Ravulo has more.
Faisal Hussain first arrived in Suva in 1997 with just $40 to his name. 20 years later, and he has 5 top-notch hair salons, this one at the new FNPF building in Suva being the latest. He admits, though, that getting here wasn't an easy task.
Yeah, it was very hard for me when I started because I didn't know where to start, but I had the support from my customers and I slowly made it up.
Boasting professional service with a signature look, the new branch is expected to add flavor to this part of the capital.
For me, it's improving services. We were not famous when we started, so we changed the name to Supercut and improved shop by shop. This shop is the best of all the shops. It's a world-class salon with VIP area.
In opening the salon, Tourism Minister Fayaz Koya says this is a great example of hard work by a determined businessman.
It's a shining example of a wonderful Fijian who started with nothing. He's actually come from Mombasa, Sanganga to be correct, with $40 in his pocket, and he now has 5 shops all around Suva.
Apart from these new branch, Supercut hair salons can be found at the Motor City, Mid Road in Nambua, Vanua Arcade in Suva and in Kinoya. Anna Ravulo, FBC News.
Now to sports, here's Jamie with the preview of what's coming up.
Nakazaki and good evening. After the break, Coach Gareth Baber shifts focus the game plans. And Fiji football named under-17 team for New Zealand tour. There's some more coming up.
Na yavangunga andi moala ranalika o tikongona tauna singa toka ando talitaka na wakaronga ng Bull FM number 2 na serre.
We are the Ratubuli Kurnambili. Iborani Patukara Hambara Binanga.
Total takinan na warungan ng Bula FM, number 2 en serie. Bula!
Bula FM, number 2 en serie.
The Vodafone Fiji 7 side is putting the finishing touches to its preparations for the second leg of the World Series. Coach Gareth Baber, having spent 2 weeks with the team now, has a fair idea of what to expect from each player. Rohit Deo with more from the Sevens camp.
The first week was about judging player capabilities, and Coach Gareth Baber says it's now time to get the game plan right.
Trying to put the game together now, and again we get another week next week, and hopefully we'll take a couple of steps forward in where we need to be going into Wellington.
Fiji last won the Wellington title in 2010, while host New Zealand has won 5 out of 6 tournaments after that. Weber has confidence in his players, but is wary of the threat from other teams.
Yeah, we're keeping our feet on the ground, making sure we're sticking to our plan of what it looks like going into Wellington, and keeping the players healthy and pushing them as hard as we can to get as fit as they possibly can.
The Welshman adds that in a squad with such capable players, his job as a coach becomes quite easy.
Look, they're Olympic champions for a reason, and that's because they've managed to conquer a lot of the issues which coaches spend so much time trying to develop with groups. It's not to say that it'll always be like that, because obviously teams change and the dynamics change in teams. It's my job to I can see that, I can see it coming off, and I can see when there's going to be obstacles to performance.
The tournament kicks off on the 28th of this month, with Fiji taking on South Africa, Australia and Japan in pool play. You can watch the tournament live on FBC TV. Rohit Deo, FBC Sports.
Meanwhile, Gareth Baber was officially welcomed today by Fiji Rugby Union's major sponsor, Vodafone. Less than 2 weeks since arriving, Baber has been pleased with what he has been offered on and off the field. While there are a lot of expectations of him, Baber says he is just trying to do what he is here for and is hopeful that results will fall in his favour.
I'm looking forward to a good challenge as the head coach here in Fiji. I know it's been well documented that the quality that we have here in Fiji, and it's my job really to, I suppose, create the culture and the winning ways of rugby in Fiji for not just this generation of rugby players, but for generation of rugby players to come as well. So I know it's an immense challenge for me. As you can see there, I've seen some of those clips through my experiences as a player and as a coach.
The stage is set for the Fiji Rugby Union Awards Night tomorrow. The past year has been one of the best for FRU, with the highlight being the men's sevens team securing Fiji's first Olympic gold medal. FRU Chief Executive John O'Connor says tomorrow evening is going to be special for all the high achievers of Fijian rugby. The Vodafone Fiji Under-17 side to tour New Zealand in preparation for the Oceania Championship was announced today. Coach Selen Lal says the squad has prepared well and the onus is now on the players to deliver. Rohit Deo reports.
After a year in camp, the best 20 players have made the national Under-17 side and are ready for build-up matches in New Zealand.
So we went on merit, and the performance was the major factor that we have looked on for the players to be making up in the team. I guess the right selection is being done.
The 4 players from the 24 not selected have been given a training program and will be called up if there are any injuries.
They are given training program whereby they will follow, and the need arises that they will be called back in the team.
Overall, Coach Selen Lal says the past 12 months has been productive and it's now time to get results.
I guess the boys are gelling on well with the new football that we have being playing throughout this year, and the main concern for us in terms of the football is position football.
The side leaves for New Zealand on Sunday. Fiji is pooled with New Zealand, the Solomon Islands and Samoa at the Oceania playoffs. Rohit Deo, FBC Sports.
The Fiji Under-21 netball side is currently playing world champions New Zealand in the Digicel Punjab's Youth International Series underway at the Vodafone Arena in Suva. New Zealand currently lead Fiji 18-10 in the first quarter. Meanwhile, the Baby Pearls recorded their first win against the Samoan side yesterday. In other match results last night, defending Under-21 world champions New Zealand led Australia 28-24 at the break. But Australia came to life in the third quarter and there was no looking back. The final score 56-40 to the Australians. The Chiefs rugby team is in the spotlight for the wrong reasons again. This time, the players are in trouble for verbally abusing parking wardens employed by Hamilton City Council. That's it from sports this evening. It's back to Jackie now with business.
Fiji Travel, the USA-based travel agent that sells travel to Fiji, Tonga and New Zealand, has been acquired by Fiji Vacations. Fiji Vacations will operate Fiji Travel as a separate company and business will remain as usual. New owner Melissa Pomeroy says they're excited to continue the Fiji Travel brand. She says her team is familiar with destinations and looks forward to working with Fiji Travel customers. Once again, there were hot and humid conditions across the country with a mixture of clouds, sun and showers today. Looking at the temperatures, most major centers recorded temperatures in the low 30s. Expect occasional showers and thunderstorms overnight and continuing into tomorrow with cloudy skies and warm, humid conditions. And looking ahead to Sunday, the current weather pattern is expected to remain unchanged. At sea, south to northwest winds 10 to 15 knots, moderate seas. Recapping the main stories for tonight, a 2016 year of loss for sugar industry, new project to lure more dairy farmers and increase milk production, and Ratu Inoke Kumbombola gives evidence in Ratu Iso Tikova trial. For these stories and others, you can tune in daily to our sister radio station Gold FM. To this week's poll question, we are asking, are you looking forward to the end of daylight savings? To answer, visit our FBC website. Send us newsworthy pictures and videos on email citizenseyes@fbc.com.fj or share it with us via Facebook page FBC News. And if you're on Twitter, follow and tweet us your news tips at FBC_news or simply hashtag FBC News. That was FBC News for tonight. I'm Jackie Spade from the team and I. Have a safe and enjoyable weekend. Ni Modamanda.
Hello, we from Latoka. We love listening to Gold FM, only the classic hits.
Hola, my name is Kanto. I'm from Ba. I love listening to Gold FM, only the classic hits.
Mula Fiji, my name is Florence Ratu. I'm from Corner Number 1 in Tavua, and I love listening to Gold FM, only the classic hits every day and all day.
Hi, my name is Anna, and I'm from the soccer crazy town of Ba. I love listening to Gold FM, only the classic hits.
Gold FM, only the classic hits.